welcome back to episode 2 of my real life English and American culture series. I'm Maggie. Our topic today is polygamy and Mormons, myth or truth? Before we jump in, I just want to make a quick note that this video is purely about learning English and exploring some unique aspects of American culture and language. I am not here to make any statement or take any side. I just firmly believe that mastering the English language cannot go separate with exploring culture context. So that's why we're doing this, and if you're interested, keep watching. First, we're going to explore a group of words: polygamy, monogamy, polyamorous, and quiverful. I was first introduced to the word polygamy because I got really interested in the TLC series Sister Wives. Has any of you ever seen it? Sister Wives follows this polygamous family from Utah and basically just follow their journey and give us an inside look of their unique lives. So polygamy, as you can see here on the screen, means multiple marriages, and most of us, I assume, is monogamous. It means that we are married to one person. So just remember, traditional one-on-one marriages are called monogamy, or you can say we are monogamous. Not that anyone would ask you, but you need to know this word is called monogamy or monogamous. And polygamy is usually practiced with one man and multiple wives. But fun fact, polygamy is not legal in the United States. In this show, Sister Wives, they practice polygamy. Yeah, you can say practice polygamy or live a polygamous life. And another word I was introduced was polyamorous. This is also from a TLC show. And I have looked up the definitions in both English and Chinese. I honestly still don't really understand the difference between polyamorous and an open relationship or an open marriage. So if you know, please comment down below, and so maybe I can understand. But I looked it up, and I'll have the Chinese translation on here, but I actually don't know exactly how it's practiced or how people live this life. Last but not least, I also want to introduce this word called quiverful. And now this is a Christian movement where they believe you should have as many children as possible. So a quiver is basically 箭筒. So back then, people used their bow and arrow, and they would wear a quiver for their arrows. A quiver full means that you have a lot of arrows in your quiver. I learned this word also from a popular TLC show. It's called The Duggars. And people know about The Duggars. If you're an American, you probably have heard of the show 19 Kids and Counting. They are a monogamous couple, and they have 20-something kids together with each other. So they practice quiverful. So to sum up, both polygamous families and people who believe in quiverful or practice quiverful have big families. But in the polygamous situation, the children come from different mothers. Where in quiverful is a monogamous relationship, a monogamous marriage. They just produced a lot of offsprings. All right, next up, we also have another group of words. We have the FLDS, the LDS, prophecy, prophet, Waco, Scientology, BYU, Brigham Young University, and we have mission. So first, let's get started with FLDS and LDS. And we're going to bust a myth, is that all Mormons are polygamists. And this is something I heard pretty much the first time I ever was introduced to the word Mormonism. And this is a complete myth because the mainstream Mormon Church is the LDS Church. They banned polygamy by 1890. But the FLDS is called a sect of Mormonism. It means that they are a breakaway religion, or most people consider them a cult. So this is another word that you really need to remember, is a cult. Now, I'm not gonna go too deep into the meaning of everything, but just remember, when people talk about their cult leader, they usually call them their prophet. So if you watch the documentary Keep Sweet on Netflix, this is a documentary about the FLDS church and their huge scandal. I highly recommend it, it's pretty good. When they talk about their cult leader, Warren Jeffs, they refer to him as their prophet. That means he is the messenger from the higher power. He is the messenger, and the prophecy is a message, is basically what each religion practice on, is the prophecy. Now, speaking of cult, we have two more words that you should know that most Americans know, and they sort of like store in their knowledge bank. And it is Waco and Scientology. Now, Waco is a place in Texas, so it's a location, Waco, Texas. But people usually refer to Waco as the Waco siege. If you're interested, go watch documentaries. There's so many documentaries about Waco, but it's a 51-day standoff between the United States federal government and a cult. So the Waco siege is often referenced in TV shows. So next time you hear people talk about, I don't want this to be another Waco, or oh, this could be another Waco, they're talking about the Waco siege, and now you know what it is.
It's gonna be a small Waco.
What if it's another Waco?
Another word that we should know is Scientology. Scientology is officially regarded as a religion in the United States, but just most people considered it a cult. And Scientology has a huge influence on Hollywood because there's a lot of celebrities involved in the church. For example, the biggest one, Tom Cruise. And I think Scientology was also the unofficial cause to the end of his marriage. Next up, we just have a few fun facts about the Mormon Church. And am I talking about the LDS or the FLDS? Leave a comment down below, I believe you know. But the Mormon Church, fun fact, is actually a big business venture. I remember we were doing a cross-country trip and we were driving through all these farms, you know, in Midwest America or Mid-America. There are a lot of farms. And I got really bored. I started looking up, who owns this farm and who owns the other farm? And a lot of the owners ended up being the Mormon Church. So they are actually a big landholder and a big investment venture. Another fun fact is that a lot of young Mormons would go on self-funded missions that last about 18 to 24 months. And these missions really helped shape the success and direction of the dual language immersion programs in Utah. I learned this from my program. Utah is a leading state in dual language immersion programs. And I think one of the biggest reasons, or one of the more important reasons, is that a lot of young Mormons are expected to go on missions, and they go in all over the world. So it really helped them if they already spoke the language. And Mandarin dual immersion programs are big in Utah. Last but not least, have you heard of BYU? Brigham Young University. It is funded and operated by the Mormon Church. A fun and very important fact is that if you decided to go to BYU, you cannot drink alcohol and you cannot drink coffee, and premarital sex is prohibited. I think these are very important rules that you have to follow if you go to BYU. But I heard that they love soda. Soda is permitted. So there's a lot of soda shop in Provo, Utah, where BYU is located. So that's it for today's video. If you want a summary of all the important words and fun fact we talked about, go to my website. I have a free download for everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.